The opinions you hear on this show are those of the host and the host only. They are not shared by YouTube or by any of our following sponsors. So enjoy while we either bring you excitement, entertainment, or just straight up piss you off.
You are now listening to RJV TV. RJV TV. RJV TV.
Sports, music, film, entertainment, fashion, gaming, technology, and even politics. Yeah, we'll talk about it. You are now listening to RJV TV. Welcome to another edition, another episode of RJV TV. I, myself, am Randall Villafane. Follow me on Twitter by Mr. Randall V.
Please do.
And, of course, joining me is the one who's in a little bit of pain, but he's fighting through it just to be here on the show. Mr. Armando Rodriguez. You can follow him on Twitter at Cuts by Bless.
And that's A-Z.
Cuts with a Z. Yes. Cuts with a Z. There's no underscores or any of that crap on that.
Say Instagram now.
Yeah, I'll forget the Instagram. I don't want to. I'm done with that one.
Yeah, you're
done with that one.
Still upset with that.
It's annoying. It's irritating. I find those the most irritating. And now the ones that I'm finding irritating is that people put it right in the front,
right before the name.
Like
yeah.
it's the ampersand or whatever you call that symbol, the and symbol.
Yeah.
The at symbol, whatever,
and then the underscore,
and then immediately the underscore. That's just irritating.
You must be bored. I mean, I don't know. When you come up with a name with an underscore first, you just must be bored. I mean, I did it for other reasons.
Well, I know why you did it. You wanted to separate the cuts underscore by underscore plus, which you could have just done it like you did your Twitter, but no. It's irritating.
Random.
Anyway.
What a good way to start the show. What's up,
it's
y'all?
Fantastic. Fantastic. And, of course, we were out last week due to complications that did not allow us to come in and tape the show. So we're not going to catch up fully because we don't want to be giving or feeding old news. But we'll cover a couple of things. Breaking Bad came to an end.
Mm-hmm. That was wonderful.
Obviously... Yeah, a lot of people have seen what happened. I am one, and people do not hate me. I just haven't seen it yet. I haven't been able to catch up on anything from this last final few episodes. I haven't. The last thing I saw was when the book was found in the bathroom by his brother-in-law.
Oh, damn, you still there?
That's the last thing I saw, when he figured out that Walter
W stand for.
Yeah, WW actually meant Walter White, and then the flashback to the "you got me," that smug smirk that he gave him that
just
night.
Left the house, like he was having a panic attack.
Yeah, like at that point, I still haven't seen past that. Like I saw right when he saw the book, remembered the flashback and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I've told you, I don't give a damn. I don't care what actually happened at the end. Did Walter die? Did he?
Right now, I wish I had like a live poll. We could where people get in right now and do a judge.
Because they left it kind of open ended like that.
Nah, they didn't. But right now, I want to see people want to know. I should tell you now, but might as well because we have nobody calling in right now.
No.
Anyways, yeah, he dies.
He dies.
He dies.
Wait, does he get killed or does he just die? That's just mean. That's just
mean.
I'm just hoping it wasn't that he died because of the cancer. He died because of the cancer.
I don't know. Should I play with you right now? I don't know. How should I?
Don't tell me he died because of the cancer.
I'm not sure how to trigger your emotions right now.
I don't care. It's not gonna disappoint
It's more
me.
like if I was to put
just say it. Don't give me a freaking run around the bush. Just tell me. Did he get shot? Did he get killed? Did Jesse Pinkman come out and suddenly
Real talk, I wish Jesse died, but he didn't. I'm going to give you that right now from the beginning. Jesse does not die. He actually gets away.
Okay.
He gets away because of Walter. Walter sets him free,
Oh, so it was a sacrificial death. For
One of
Walter.
those. One of those. But what I do like is that this final episode, it was more like it was more like a closing for everybody.
Oh man,
yeah. Well, not for us, the audience. I'm talking about for Walter. He went back home. He saw Skylar. He explained to her why he did it, and then she was like, "Oh, don't come telling me that you did it for us." He finally told her throughout the other season when she kept saying, "Why you keep doing it?" He kept saying, "It's for us. 'Cause I'm making money for y'all."
Yeah.
For this, he finally realized himself that he did it for himself.
Yeah.
Because he liked it. He said he felt alive.
Yeah.
The whole cancer
you could
issue.
tell.
He felt alive being in that position and doing what he was doing.
He felt alive being Heisenberg.
Yeah, exactly. So she actually felt sympathy for him when he told her that. And she said she broke down and cried too, and she let him see the baby. She let him see the baby, say goodbye. He saw his son from a distance. He felt happy at least seeing him one more time too.
Yeah.
But then what was awesome about it was like somewhat of a Scarface ending, which is great.
Yeah.
He built a gun from scratch. I'm not sure if it was like a mixture of an AR-15 with it was sharp hollows.
He put something together.
Yeah, he put something together that it was a movable machine gun, and he put it on the trunk. So he went to all these guys' house where Todd was at and the rest of the crew was at.
Yeah,
they were setting up to kill him.
Yeah,
because this girl that he was doing business wanted to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So which was interesting was that before he went to their house to set a deal with them and let him know that he could cook one more time for them.
Yeah.
He went to the location where she was always at every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and he put the ricer.
Oh, the ricin?
Yeah, the ricin. Sorry. The ricin into her sugar.
So she got it.
Yeah, she got it. She got what was coming to her. So whatever, to conclude this and already come to the ending with it, he goes in, he tells the guys that he wants to cook for them, and he's like, no, we're not going to cook for you, we're just going to put a bullet through your head. And he's like, no, you need to let me cook for you because I got some new stuff that could make it more potent. I could get you this other batch, blah, blah. But you need to let me cook for you because I know you're in business with Jesse. So this Todd's uncle got mine. He's like, oh, you think I'm in business with Jesse? I'll bring him to you if you can see him. I'm telling you in front of her face that we're not in business, and you can see that I'm going to kill both of y'all together. You're going to have a little reunion. So Walter used that as a way to get Jesse into the same room as all of them. So then he goes up to Jesse and he tackles Jesse, and then the car keys where he had it at was the button to open up the trunk. So it was an automatic type of weapon too. So he threw himself. He threw himself on top of Jesse. He pressed a button and it just slaughtered everybody. It slaughtered everybody. But then Jesse gets up, and he chokes Todd to death. And then Walter gets the pistol, which whatever, I don't know, 9 or 45, and shoots the uncle. And then he tosses the gun at Jesse, and Jesse points it at Walter. And Walter goes, "Go ahead, do it." That's it. Like Walter didn't even want to live no more. So then Jesse looks down, and Jesse puts this kind of like a sad face, and he goes, "You know what? You do it yourself." So then when Walter goes outside, and then Walter touches himself, I guess that connects with what Jesse saw when Jesse looked down. Walter got shot.
Oh, he already had been shot.
Yeah, he already had been shot. So that's why I guess
probably Jesse, by his own machine
gun. So that's why probably Jesse didn't do nothing himself. So Jesse took the car and just got away. And then Walter was walking bleeding, and he went back to the lab that they had there in the farm. And he just died there, doing what he liked doing. He was about to cook up, and he was there touching one of the big whatever that thing's called, and he just fell off and died. That's it.
Interesting. Well, I mean, for those, obviously, spoiler for those who haven't seen it. I'm still gonna watch it. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. It's not, like I said, it just doesn't change much for me.
What I think is
I'm not
great,
one of those that gets angry at spoilers.
Yeah. What I think is great is that we found out there's gonna be a spoiler. I mean, not a spoiler, a spin-off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what you were saying. A spin-off with Saul, which is going to be great. Who knows if it's going to be related to that or before it, afterwards?
No, it's going to be pre. It's going to be
pre, yeah.
The point is that it's going to be pre him meeting Walter and getting involved with any of that. I mean, we might see Gus. I mean, I'm guessing because he knew Gus from before.
Yeah.
and the Hitman too, obviously. Mike, right? Mike, yeah. So we might see those characters come around because they were obviously involved with Saul prior to them meeting Walter. And but yeah, it's supposed to be It's supposed to be cases or things he deals with pre all the Walter White stuff,
which is also good because I mean, it's great spin-off.
It's an infinite amount of stories you can build. I mean, if they do it correctly, if they handle it right, then yeah, that you have an infinite amount of stories you can do with that guy
with different other
with different situations, different characters, him resolving different kind of cases and all that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be called Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Just like the commercials that he did during the show, you know, that it always ended with the Better Call Saul. It always ended like that. But yeah,
what I'm not too pleased with, or it's like the biggest rumor of all, is like this whole rumor about this whole Breaking Bad movie. I'm not sure if you heard it, but it's like a big rumor about Breaking Bad the movie. It wouldn't make any sense to make a movie of Breaking Bad if Walt died. I mean, you already had 5 seasons. What's the point? So it's like the biggest rumor I read about a couple days ago or so what, but who knows? But I mean, obviously as a Breaking Bad fan, I would love it, but it wouldn't be any sense on doing it. I wouldn't like it.
I do see that director Oliver Stone wasn't too happy with the ending. Oh. He said that it was too violent and ridiculous. Oh well,
that's like calling the ending of Scarface.
Even Aaron Paul came out saying that the Breaking Bad movie would be impossible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as far as we know, yeah, he died at the end. So I mean, there really can't be a movie without Walter White. I mean, you can't just do the movie with Aaron Paul with Jesse Pinkman.
With Jesse Pinkman,
you know, you can't.
My funniest thought of the whole entire ending of the episode is. What's the fat dude's name? The fat black dude.
Oh, the bodyguard of Saul?
Yeah. You know how he gets tricked by Hank to go sit in the house?
Yeah.
Say to move him here?
Yeah.
You never see him after that no more. I guess he waited all along. He just stood there, just wait and wait and wait and wait. So
yeah, I forgot that character's name, but yeah, I know he was the bodyguard for Saul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, it was one of the greatest series that, I mean, we've, you know, it's got to be considered one of the best TV drama series and TV action series type of thing. Like, the combination of what it is and what it did was incredible.
Before we close this segment off on this, what I do want to tell you is, maybe you were curious about it. Has it crossed your mind about whatever happened to all the money he had for his family?
Well, remember part of it she gave to to save her ass from the IRS with the.
No, regardless of what was gonna happen, she was gonna get in.
Yeah.
So what happened was that in that same episode, Walt gave her the lottery ticket with the coordinations of the GPS.
Oh, because he had stashed more money.
No, to where the money was buried at. Remember, they took all the money from there, but she gave the coordinations to her for she could get the DEA, for they could find Hank's body and make a plea deal with that. So he gave her that, and then the money left over, which was $10 million, he gave to his old business partners. The guy and the woman that he sold his portion of the business to.
Oh, yeah.
But he gave it to them because
to Gray Matter.
Yeah, because remember they hold a charity.
Yeah,
and he gave it to them and he said, "You better give this to my son on his 18th birthday." As a charity. But he did it. But they weren't gonna give it to his son. They were gonna go to the police. But he, of course, being the genius that he is, he forced them in a sense of he picked 2 guys to be the greatest contract killers, and put 2 red beams on them and say, "You see these 2 guys, these 2 beams on you? If you don't come through with this on his 18th birthday, they will finish their tab and kill you." So interesting the way Walter played his cards.
He became the guy that went from mild-mannered school teacher all the way to the one of the baddest men on the planet type of things. It was amazing. The transformation was incredible. That's why I love that series. Like, I mean, the series from how he transformed to what he became as Heisenberg and all that, it was amazing. That I mean, without question, to me, really one of the best TV series in a very long time. And it's going to take a lot to top what Breaking Bad did. And I know The Walking Dead has a lot of following on stuff, but I still have Breaking Bad just that much higher than The Walking Dead for me.
It's just the thought process behind the Breaking Bad.
Yeah, there's just a lot. I mean, the story, the plot, everything's just a lot more. It's
well, speaking of Walking Dead, it's going to premiere this week now coming up. So for all you Walking Dead fans.
And not only that, that's what the Halloween Horror Nights includes. It includes Walking Dead. It includes, I think it's Insidious and The Conjuring. Yeah, so...
and Resident Evil.
My wife actually went, and man, she took a couple of videos. They
did a good job?
That deal be crazy, yeah. Like, they have a war zone area where it's supposed to be, where you're walking through, where there's just zombies all over the place. They're just running up to you and just screaming in your face. You look to the side, you'll see one zombie eating another zombie. You'll see a zombie eating like an animal, like a deer or something like that, just digging into the animal. And constant gunshot firing going on like as background noise. It's crazy, man. It really looks sick, and the makeup work they did was insane. Like, it looks Walking Dead show makeup. Like, it's very, very good.
That's good.
But yeah, they really did a very good job with that. So if you guys, I think it's up to November 2nd that they have the Halloween Horror Nights going on. So if you guys want to take a trip either to Orlando or to the Hollywood Studios in California, you're going to want to check that out.
Enjoy that.
It is a blast. So with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back with a little bit more of what's currently going on in the news, in the sports world, and a lot more little extra fun details that we'll go into talking about. We'll be back here on the RJV TV show after this.
Introducing VapoStorm, the new and effective way to stop smoking today. Join the thousands of ex-tobacco smokers and make the switch to VapoStorm electronic cigarette. No more tobacco smoke, no ashes, and no more offensive odors. Only vapor. So stop smoking today and start vaping. Fumar cigarrillos es peligroso y para muchos hasta ofensivo. Para de fumar hoy. Visit us in Hialeah at the VapoStorm location at 3825 West 16th Avenue or call us for more information at 786-502-4230. 786-502-4230.
Are you looking for a place to promote your product, company, or event? Well, you have found the perfect place. RJV TV is the show for you and whatever you want to promote. RJV TV is one of the fastest growing internet TV shows on the net. RJV TV guarantees results, so don't miss out on this great opportunity. Promote your product, company, or event right here on RJV TV. For more information, call 786-262-4741, 786-262-4741, or email rjv.tvshow@gmail.com. Back here on the RJV TV show, and let's jump right to it. Speaker of the House, Boehner. They don't want to go through with the Obamacare situation, and that has caused a government shutdown. Obviously, if you don't know about this, by the time you're hearing it on this show, then you are either just coming back from a vacation from like Iceland
or Belgium
or somewhere where maybe they don't concern themselves with the
United States at all.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just don't watch the news at all and just wait for random ass videos to pop up on YouTube.
Like ours.
If it just pops up on your YouTube, possibilities of what you might like. Hey, maybe you'll hear about the government shutdown here. But yes, the government is shut down. In other words, they ain't working. And that's causing a lot of lost wages for a lot of government employees. And there's a lot of people being hurt by this decision more than anything, and it's not Obama's decision to have the government shut down. Now, obviously, there's things that need to be talked between the Speaker of the House, Boehner, and Obama to try and work things out and get the government running again. But the decision to shut down the government was done by the Speaker of the House, by Boehner, and all in all, that's really what's hurting. It's just that there's so many people not being able to work because of the shutdown. I mean, you're seeing pictures pop up of kids wanting to go into a zoo, and due to it being a government facility, they can't. So the doors are closed, and it says this location is currently closed for the time. And you see the kid holding on to the fence, just like all you needed it was a single tear moment. Like all you needed is that. Local parks in DC for the kids, also like the little local street parks or whatever.
National parks as well.
Yeah. All that.
Statue of Liberty, can't go in there either.
Yeah, anything that's ran pretty much by government offices is currently shut down. So I mean, hopefully this whole situation can be fixed up. For me, I already explained it. I'm all in favor for the Obamacare plan and everything like that, because it would seriously help my situation when it comes to health insurance out a lot. And I know there's a lot of people who either agree or disagree. Whichever way you view it, everyone has their own view and their own opinion. I understand that it would affect companies in some sort of way. It would affect finances in some companies. It would really mess some people up. I understand that, but I mean, I don't know what you expect to hear from me, from somebody who needs this plan to go into effect. Just to be straight up honest, it's been about 4 years since I've seen a doctor. Now, I know that ain't healthy. I don't know what could be wrong with me. Maybe I have something that I can't describe because I can't afford regular insurance. I've gotten the freaking estimates, and no, there's no way. If I do that, I can't afford my mortgage. So, to all those health insurances that don't want to help a brother out and kiss my ass, honestly, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. You can kiss my ass. But this Obamacare situation would help me out so much. And it's something that would be affordable for somebody like me, and that would allow me to go ahead and visit the doctor, and allow me to get myself checked up on a regular basis, and allow me to know what's going on with my health. And not only that, but you're seeing people who would need something like this for life-threatening situations. People who need surgeries or need transplants and things like that would help them out if they had this sort of plan in action. Because if not, you're going to just end up owing a ton of money.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to be left in a debt that's just going to ruin your life.
Sent to collections and...
No, it's just a debt that will ruin your life, pretty much, and that will hover over you for the rest of your life. Because you're talking about a simple surgery that might take a doctor 20, 30 minutes just because of the equipment they use and the hands they use and everything they use.
$30,000.
$40,000. And, where are you going to get that from? And then that's not even counting the time if you have to stay in the hospital. They charge you per day that you're there. And for the services,
the medications, the
exactly.
foods.
Like, it all ends up ending up, and all of a sudden you see yourself having a $60,000, $70,000 bill.
A 6-figure bill.
Yeah. It might even get to that, and it gets to that in certain situations. So, look, my personal opinion is I'm for it. Okay, I know I'm not gonna read into the extra details of how it hurts in other places, because that's not my concern. It's not gonna hurt me, and my
only trouble with it is, from what I understand, is just that the Obamacare program it entitles you to go to the hospitals or facilities to where they tell you to go.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know what I mean? It's not like where you could pick and choose your primary doctor.
No, I mean,
you dig
obviously,
what I mean?
Obviously.
I mean, it's like you're forced to, but then again, you're being helped.
Exactly.
I see. Everything has its cons and
I mean, there has to be something to that. I mean, obviously, you're just not going to be able to be all. It's not like every. And it's not only that. It's not like every doctor is going to be up and willing to accept the Obamacare plan, because there might be that lack of financial gain for those practices and all that stuff. Like my primary doctor that I've had all my life until I lost my health insurance and all that stuff. He has his own private practice. He doesn't associate himself with the hospital or anything like that. He's just on his own.
Yeah.
And that's been my guy for like prior to me losing my health insurance for like 10 years of my life.
Nice.
So that's the guy I have confidence in. But all in all, I know that I need to be checked out. I need to be aware of what's going on with my body. And I need to get blood work. I need to get all that stuff done, and I just can't. So all in all, it's just you have to balance out the situation. Now, obviously, there's things that need to get worked out for this thing to, follow through with the government and for them to approve it and for them to be okay with the whole affordable act.
I feel like as the Republicans are gonna finally give in, not to the Obamacare, but just that salary thing that deals with the money situation.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be an
adjustment there and give into that. Maybe that. Yeah, they could force Obama to.
I mean, as it is right now, there hasn't even been talks of a meeting. They've been trying to arrange, but Boehner keeps on saying, "We want to talk. We want to talk. We want to talk." Obama says, "We want to talk. We want to talk. We want to talk." But things just don't get on the same page, and they just don't end up meeting, and they just keep blaming each other. So we really don't know who, but obviously politics is a very, very corrupt kind of world.
Delicate
situation. Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, it's tough to trust any politician. It's tough to confide in the government in a lot of situations, but all in all...
Like the recent scandals here in Miami itself.
Yeah. Right.
That's different...
when is there a scandal in the politics in Miami? We've had plenty of it. All in all, we have to wait and see what happens with this whole government shutdown and the Obamacare and what ends up happening at the end of the day with it, and seeing if it actually becomes an option for the people that need it. And at the end of the day, we'll get on here and talk about it when we have an answer. Because obviously right now there is no answer. It's all just really waiting. Up in the air. Yeah, it's all really up in the air and just waiting to see what ends up being the final case of it. Speaking of financial situations, quick little mention here. Young Buck. Young Buck is going to get scot-free from not having to pay 50 Cent a dime back. I don't know if you guys have heard, but 50 Cent had given a loan to Young Buck of $300,000 to save himself from bankruptcy and save his place, save his house, and pretty much save his life in a lot of situations. But due to the way things worked out and panned out, he's not even going to have to pay 50 back a damn dime.
And they say 50's ruthless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, and that was somebody he had beef with. That's somebody that they had issues with.
But they had a very, very good friendship at one point.
Yeah, of course. They had a good friendship, and 50 helped the brother out. He helped somebody who was, who helped him get money too, because G-Unit made a lot of money for him too. And as far as I know, Young Buck's album made money too. So at least his album that he did
with G-Unit. His only album.
Well, he did do some stuff.
Well, he did
after.
a G-Unit album, but
no, but I mean, like his own solo album.
Oh, after G-Unit?
No, with G-Unit. He did the solo album.
Yeah, which was one only, yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, he's done more things, but just not with G-Unit. That was when he went his own way after the beef with Game came about, and there was a bunch of complications there. Whatever. But regardless, you can see 50 Cent. I mean, the guy's... He's done so many little things here and there. He's doing a lot of work with kids. I don't know if you've seen that new thing he's doing, the Dream show that he's doing with kids about helping them out to reach their dreams and get them to school and higher their level of education. Like, he's doing so many things to really help everywhere.
I know you know that.
Yeah. I know I saw it. I think it was on one of those Yahoo internet shows, like the Yahoo daily shows that they do in snippets or whatever. Yeah, it's 50 Cent Dream School. That's what it's called.
I know he's doing the boxing promoting.
And it's going to be for, I think it's going to be on MTV if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Dream School is what it's going to be called. And it's going to be a reality series where he's just he's involved, like he's there.
Full on
involved. He talks
involved,
to the kids and he gives them his life story and explains to them how they can help themselves and how the reality show itself is going to help them, better their education as well. So, I mean, that's something to look forward to and see and check that out because it's just crazy how charitable and how much of a good person he really is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we see the gangster rapper side, the man who got shot side, the man who got stabbed by Ja Rule's crew side and all that stuff. But in all reality, the guy where he stands now as a businessman, as a human being right now, he just does so many things, charitable things, and it's really good to see where he stands as a human being. But with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back after this and talk a little bit about some more news going on, including Magic Johnson, some little racial stuff going on with the gymnast, and Ariel Castro doing some keratin work. So we'll be back after this commercial break.
Introducing VapoStorm, the new and effective way to stop smoking today. Join the thousands of ex-tobacco smokers and make the switch to VapoStorm electronic cigarette. No more tobacco smoke, no ashes, and no more offensive odors. Only vapor. So stop smoking today and start vaping. Fumar cigarrillos es peligroso y para muchos hasta ofensivo. Para de fumar hoy. Visit us in Hialeah at the VapoStorm location at 3825 West 16th Avenue or call us for more information at 786-502-4230. 786-502-4230.
Are you looking for a place to promote your product, company, or event? Well, you have found the perfect place. RJV TV is the show for you and whatever you want to promote. RJV TV is one of the fastest growing internet TV shows on the net. RJV TV guarantees results, so don't miss out on this great opportunity. Promote your product, company, or event right here on RJV TV. For more information, call 786-262-4741, 786-262-4741, or email rjv.tvshow@gmail.com. Back here on the RJV TV show, Randall Villafane alongside Mr. Armando Rodriguez. And so I don't leave the cliffhanger there and just not go into topic. The gymnast that goes by the name of Carlotta Ferlito, she's an Italian gymnast, got a lot of backlash over some comments she made after Simone Biles won the all-around title at the World Championships in Antwerp, Belgium. And for those who don't know, Simone Biles is for the Team USA, USA gymnast, and she's black. Now, the comment that was made by Carlotta Ferlito was, she told her teammate that next time we should also paint our skin black so then we can win too.
Wow.
So pretty much just, stating that the only reason the girl's winning is because of the color of her skin. That's one thing she's pointing out there. But then, talking about possibly going blackface isn't really something that's going to help any case at all. Obviously she understood that you're talking about a young girl. This is gymnasts are usually around 14, 15 years old.
Was it an immature mistake in your opinion?
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think it was more of the immature thing. You know, at that age, racism isn't really something flows through your brain too constantly, I guess, in that sense. At least not for me. I mean, at the age of 14 and all that, I wasn't really thinking of anything of race. It was just people being people. But then again, you never know how people were brought up. So you never know. But it does seem like it might have just been, one of those mistakes of you didn't know what you were saying at the time and realize after people told you, you know what you just said. So she came out on Twitter and said, I want to apologize with the American girls. I didn't want to sound rude or racist. I love Simone and I'm a huge fan of USA Gymnastics. I've made a mistake. I'm not perfect. I was too nervous and I didn't think about what I was saying. I'm just a human. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's what she said. Obviously, there was backlash with that.
A lot of backlash.
Yeah, a lot of backlash with that. But that's what I was talking about, a gymnast coming out with some racial situation there. Also, Magic Johnson out as an ESPN analyst. Won't be part of the ESPN NBA countdown crew for the following season. From what I've read, he chose that he had prior commitments and he wasn't going to be able to participate. So his replacement will be Doris Burke. Now, Doris Burke, we've seen her a lot on the sideline doing the interviews, especially with Greg Popovich. She's been the best with Popovich because she usually actually gets an answer out of Popovich. And she knows her stuff, man. She is very knowledgeable
in basketball.
Yeah, so she knows what she's talking about. It's going to be interesting to see adding.
It's going to be herself, Jalen Rose on that team.
Yeah.
For ESPN. Who else?
Jalen, I don't know, man. Jalen sometimes.
I don't. How do you feel about Jalen?
I like him participating and giving his opinion, but he just bugs me as the host and introducer.
The leader host, yeah.
Like he doesn't sound like he's saying it. It's literally sounds completely red, and that's what irks me sometimes.
Speaking about Jalen Rose, now we're just going around topics here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about his prediction for the 20?
Wait, what was his prediction?
Oh, you ain't heard?
No. I know there's a lot of these the higher analysts not picking the Heat to three-peat.
No, this prediction is completely to the left of you right now. Nowhere near the Heat, nowhere near no Lakers, nowhere near nothing. He said
Golden State?
A little bird told him. You can look this up. A little bird told him that Michael Jordan is going to play one game this season for his 50th year of his birthday. He's 50 now this year.
Who? With Charlotte?
Yes. Now, the question is, if Michael Jordan was to come back for this one game this season, just to play one game, who would you like to see him play against? And now here comes my other question.
Well, we know.
We heard about the whole debate about this new Michael Jordan. The conversation.
His promo for the NBA 2K
was saying who he would like to play against his prime.
And he mentions Carmelo. He mentions Wade. He
Oscar Robertson.
Jerry West.
He
mentions Kobe. And then he mentions LeBron. He says he can beat all of them, except he would probably have problems with Kobe because Kobe be stealing all his moves. That's what he did, and he did that with a little nice smug smirk.
He did it with a smirk because he knows what he said was in a competitive sense, but he knows that Kobe, everybody bites after everybody. He just did it for competitiveness. But my thing with that is, now since he said all that, if he was to come back for one season, for one game, number one, how do you feel about that prediction is my question out of you. How do you feel about that prediction? And two, who would you like to see him come back and play with?
I mean, that's obvious for me. I mean, for me personally, of course, I'm going to want to see... I honestly would want to see him against LeBron, but I don't know why there's an inch more of me that would love to see him against Kobe. And it wouldn't be fresh, because, I mean, Kobe was in the league when Michael was finishing, so, I mean, that was there. But obviously that matchup is something enticing. But no, LeBron, I think, because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen that, exactly. And I think that's something that would be appealing. And Carmelo, for me, we all know him
I wouldn't want to play
even
against.
LeBron, bro, in an interview on ESPN The Ticket, he came out talking about how many jokes do you crack on Carmelo's on how many shots rings, Carmelo's going to take.
Yeah.
And he just says, I can't count them anymore. So I mean, it's an inside joke between all of them. They know that Carmelo just overshoots. So I don't think that matchup would be something that interests me. I think the LeBron matchup would be more interesting. I think
not because Michael Jordan initially wanted to disrespect certain other players.
Yeah.
I guess it's just put in that position for the questions. And the ones that really pop out to your head are the ones you just speak out of,
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird not to see him name Kevin Durant.
Well, I mean, there's one reason that I believe that, and it's just because Kevin Durant is a hell of a basketball athlete. Yeah. He is, but he's not an all-around athlete to me. I don't see him as an all-around athlete, and everyone he mentioned is a little bit more all-around. I mean, even Carmelo has some developmental issues that he hasn't completely corrected, but all in all, I mean, I feel he'll feel more competitiveness out of Carmelo than he would with Kevin Durant.
Well, and Carmelo is tough in getting rebounds.
Exactly, he's a little tougher. He's a little more bulkier guy. He's a stronger dude. And not taking anything away from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, like I said, he's a hell of a player. He's one of the greatest shooters we have in the league, if not the greatest shooter we have in the league. And but I think it's really because of that, man. Because defensively, Kevin Durant isn't really the best defensive guy. He'll jump in for the rebounds every now and then because he's a tall, lanky kind of guy, and he can get those kind of rebounds sometimes, and those nice, sick alley-oops he gets sometimes from Westbrook. But, I mean, when you're comparing who you want to match up against, I would see him see more competition against the Carmelo, somebody who will try and drive in on him as well, instead of Kevin Durant, who will probably want to shoot around him. So maybe that's probably why. But yeah, there's a lot of names he didn't mention. I mean, he didn't mention Rose either, and maybe the size difference might be part of it there. But I mean, there's a lot of athletes you could have mentioned there that didn't get pointed out. But if it were to happen, which I doubt that. I mean, I know he can still ball, but I don't think he can be at NBA level and risk anything.
That OJ Mayo video that they brought out, bro, with him dogging him out was
I mean, he was 45 at the time.
It was 5 years ago,
Yeah, it was 45 at the time, and I'm sure he can still move like that. I mean, that's only 5 years.
I wouldn't doubt that, man. For nothing.
Yeah, and he still looks like he's kept in shape. I mean, doesn't look like he's let himself go. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that he'd be able to do it, but I just don't think.
I don't think it'll happen either. I don't think he'll come back. But
it would be awesome. It would be beautiful. It would be a beautiful thing, but you have to see if that would be allowed.
You have to get the waiver off the ownership thing, and it's a process.
Yeah, it's a long process that would complicate so many things.
The fan in me would love it to see him against Kobe, but
of course,
it's what I would love to see, no matter what, no matter how many times it happens.
Yeah,
but then you have to understand it's already happened.
That's the only reason. I mean, I would love to see the Kobe Michael just because of the resemblance and how much Kobe plays like Michael in certain ways. So I think that's what makes it more appealing. But you would want to see the old age versus the new age kind of thing, And I think the Michael versus LeBron, it has a little bit more fire to it, a little more spice, just because what LeBron's done to kind of transform the game in a way.
I like LeBron's response to that when Michael Jordan picked Kobe to beat him over LeBron. He said, he said that? I guess it's good promotion for the video game, right?
Man, there's a lot, man. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot of interesting things going on. LeBron coming out saying that his goal is to be the greatest player of all time. He goes, he said it, I know I'm not there, and I know I'm not close, but I can see the light. And that's just going to be, by my opinion, where I see myself, not, because everybody else is going to have their own opinion.
I like how he's grown and learned not to let anybody else's voice matter.
Yeah, he's matured a lot in that sense. And because we're talking a guy, I mean, how old is he now? He's
going to be 29 now in January.
He's my age, bro. That's insane. He's our age. you know. And when you think about that, and you think about somebody who did not go to college or university, didn't attend that, he went straight from high school, skipped that process of learning from maturing through a college or through a university, which is one of the main reasons, you know, these young ones mature. You mature in college a little bit, you know. You learn from those coaches there before stepping into the NBA. You went in there as a young kid, practically immature in a sense, and you're growing at the highest level of basketball possible.
Speaking on basketball, you know, in a different, now with a different player.
Okay.
Then y'all know right now, all the YouTube fans, all the fans of RJV TV show.
What, Fat Mamba?
Besides the Fat Mamba, we're gonna get to Derrick Rose right quick.
Oh, okay.
I saw that preseason game with Derrick Rose against I forgot who it was now. Indiana Pacers. The first. From what I saw in Derrick Rose, I'm gonna jump the gun. Beware. That dude's speed, yo, is faster than what I remember him seeing. This man's speed is out of hand. This time off has done him well, and you know where it's gonna show improve. Right now, when he comes back into the season, they start doing the comparisons with RG3 on how it is to sit down and wait versus being rushed.
Yeah,
because now you're seeing how hurt RG3 is, and he's putting more hurt on top of that body now.
Yeah.
The speed, if you see the highlights of that first game right now for that preseason game for Derrick Rose and his return, you would actually want to get a stopwatch and see how fast he ran down that court.
And that you know, it's surprising for him to see him even get faster, because he was already a fast dude.
Yeah, and I'm letting you know he is faster. I don't know how it's possible that you get faster after you. It's like the return of Adrian Peterson. I didn't even think he was going to come back that fast. You know what I mean?
Or that strong.
Yeah. But I honestly could tell y'all right now, as a basketball fan and an analyst analyzing him, I know it's just one preseason game, but I think this dude is full back in potential and better. I really do think so.
Sure. I mean, obviously, we knew that Derrick Rose could come back strong, and he can come back great. Especially because, I mean, we've talked about it, how the time off is probably the best choice for him, because we said Dwight should have done the same thing.
Yeah, he should have.
We said, I mean, we see that RG3 should have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of reasons why taking the time to heal properly is the best choice, even if it affects your team the way it affected the Bulls. And even though the Bulls made it to the playoffs, and even though the Bulls, you know, made it a very tough series for the Heat, regardless, you know,
and the Brooklyn Nets, and
the Brooklyn Nets. Well, they beat the Nets, so that was the impressive thing. But at the same time, when they met the Heat without Derrick Rose, you know, they complicated things for the Heat at times. So, I mean, adding that extra added notion of one of the greatest point guards in the league in Derrick Rose, who's declaring himself as the best player in the game.
Which is a good, you know, comfort for your mental.
Yeah, it's a good confidence for him. It's good for him to have that mind state, especially because a lot of people questioned his mind state after his confidence.
That's a jab to those to people thinking his mind state.
Yeah,
and what I want to add in there is that I think if this return is successful, which I believe it will be, not in a sense it's successful because people look at it, oh, it's not successful if he doesn't make it to the finals. Or any of that. My definition of success for him is if he goes through a whole full-on season being the player that we saw, or better. And that's what I call success. It doesn't have to be a finals. My opinion is this, and my belief is this as well. If this season is a success, as I hope to see it is, he is going to completely change the mind of every injured player and every doctor and every trainer. Of those who questioned him, you should have came back. You should have came back at this date. You should have rushed over here. We told you were good enough. The way I look at it is, until you don't take the proper time to heal and gain confidence and feel better about yourself, it's not the right time to come. You know, so I think it's going to be a good stepping stone and a difference maker. He's going to be the first one to say, like, you know what, told you the time off does work. not the time process that you told me to come back, or what your opinion matters right now.
No, it's true. I mean, obviously, we have to wait for the season to start going through and start seeing wear and tear going into that, into him and into that body. Playing real basketball.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a little rust here because he hasn't played, but
yeah, exactly. No,
from what you see physically,
not only the rust though, but we have to see durability.
Yeah,
because I mean, there's always that possibility of re-injuring something that was just recently, healed, and obviously he took the necessary time to guarantee the heal, but. I mean, you never know. Those things can come out of nowhere. You get hit the wrong way and suddenly you go down again. So, I mean, we have to see the durability. We have to see so many things. And that's not to, put a kibosh on it or anything like that. But, we have to wait and see. Just like the Lakers situation. Remember, everybody said Lakers are going to be in the finals no matter what. There's no way that this team with Kobe and Dwight Howard is going to be they're just going to be unstoppable. And I said, hold the phone.
That is true.
I said, relax. Yeah. Let's wait and see it play out, because there's certain things, it might look good on paper, but once you see the season go through, you're going to see different things. And we saw different things.
Steve Nash injured almost all season. Paul Gasol.
Yeah, and then we saw Dwight Howard was never fully
chemistry
healed.
Issues. Yeah,
chemistry issues. Exactly. That was one of the other things. So with Derrick, we have to wait and see the durability of his body. Being away such a long time, of course, there's that rust. But the guy's been training like an animal, so I'm sure that his gas tank is full and ready to go. But we have to see more. We have to see more. And like you said, it's preseason. We have to wait until things evolve and everything like that. But I can't wait. I would want a Derrick Rose and Bulls versus the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals again, because that was one of the greatest series before, and see what we see there. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be emotion. It's going to be anger. It's going to be fights. It's going to be rivalry. It's going to be beauty. So, I mean, it's going to be something that we want to anticipate and hope that Derrick Rose maintains his health and maintains himself stable enough to make it that far with that Chicago Bulls team. Moving on in basketball itself, Kyrie Irving was doing like a little Q&A session with kids. Okay. I don't know if you saw this, and one of the kids popped up, and this was in Cleveland. One of the kids popped up and says, "Are you gonna leave us like LeBron left us?"
Are you serious?
and he caught Kyrie off guard. Kyrie wasn't expecting the question, but Kyrie responded, and he gave a straightforward answer, and his answer was no. No, I won't leave. So obviously the crowd that was there they gave him a good response. They were happy with that, and that's good. It's good for Kyrie to come out like that. Now hopefully he doesn't flip it at the end and suddenly realize,
what the hell did I just say?
Yeah, no, not because of that. Another team might offer him a hell of a lot more money at the end of his
or he has a one-win game season. He's like, man, I gotta get out of here.
Exactly. Like, you never know. I mean, obviously things can change, but it's good to see him have that confidence as a Cleveland Cavalier that he wants to stick there and stick with that team and give Cleveland something to cheer for. So it's fun to see that. So with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this to talk a little bit about what's going on in the MLB postseason. We had a couple of series end. We had one series end recently, but a few other ones that also ended. But we're going to go through the process of what's been going on in the MLB postseason, what we kind of see happening, and where who I imagine is going to be at the end of this. So we'll be back after this commercial break here on RJV TV.
Introducing VapoStorm, the new and effective way to stop smoking today. Join the thousands of ex-tobacco smokers and make the switch to VapoStorm electronic cigarette. No more tobacco smoke, no ashes, and no more offensive odors. Only vapor. So stop smoking today and start vaping. Fumar cigarrillos es peligroso y para muchos hasta ofensivo. Para de fumar hoy. Visit us in Hialeah at the VapoStorm location at 3825 West 16th Avenue or call us for more information at 786-502-4230. 786-502-4230.
Are you looking for a place to promote your product, company, or event? Well, you have found the perfect place. RJV TV is the show for you and whatever you want to promote. RJV TV is one of the fastest growing internet TV shows on the net. RJV TV guarantees results, so don't miss out on this great great opportunity. Promote your product, company, or event right here on RJV TV. For more information, call 786-262-4741, 786-262-4741, or email rjv.tvshow@gmail.com. Back here on RJV TV, and let's before we jump to the MLB postseason, there was a couple of extra added notes we needed to cover. Give me the note you were telling me right now when we were.
Seriously, we gotta touch this.
You have to tell me. You have to tell me that because it's ridiculous. First, it's stupid, ridiculous. It's ignorant. And these people, I mean, it's disappointing to say, but they kind of deserve what happened if they're that stupid. Okay, and the person who actually did the action deserves to have it returned. Okay, that's all I gotta say right now. And I'm not one who approves of the violence and all that, but come on, tell me.
It's just hilarious. Well, we all know. We saw the promo. Michael Jordan, we talked about it, said that he could beat certain individuals on a one-on-one, and one of the individuals is LeBron James. And it's been the hottest topic for the past week and a half or so. And recently, just yesterday, no date given, we found out that in Pittsburgh, 3 gentlemen, or should I say 4, were having this discussion about who is better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And 3 of the 4 gentlemen got stabbed and sent to the hospital.
What?
Over this debate and topic.
Seriously? Seriously?
Oh, LeBron's better than Michael. No, Michael's better than LeBron. Oh,
seriously? Are you stupid? What are you doing? Are you you're stabbing people because you have a favorite player? Really? Stupid! What the hell, man?
Sickening, I tell you.
Oh my,
stupid, yo.
Jeez.
I could love the game. I could love a player. But then when you ain't paying my bills, you ain't gonna pay my bail.
Was there alcohol involved at least?
I'm not sure. It's not really getting into detail.
Because if there's alcohol involved, at least there's a little bit more reason. But even then, dude, where's the civility today, man? Where is humanity?
Why you gotta be so retarded?
That people get stabbed over that, and what was it in a football game? There was in one of these recent, I think it was like in week 2 or something like that. Somebody got stabbed in a game.
Yeah, this is pathetic, yo.
Like what is that? Seriously, why would? I mean, I love sports, man. I love sports. I do. I really do love sports, but seriously, to stab people, to push somebody over a ledge, like
that's sad.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Over a heated topic of who you think will beat you on a one-on-one.
That's just ridiculous. That's even worse,
man. And let
you're
me correct
talking
myself.
About something that's impossible to know.
Exactly. Let me correct myself. It was 2 gentlemen that stabbed 3 people. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so it was 5. It was 5 in total.
It doesn't matter. It's still, the point is, you're conversating about something that's impossible to know. Now, yeah, Michael Jordan can come out and say what he's going to say, but we don't know. He doesn't know. LeBron doesn't know. Nobody knows what would happen.
Yeah, what is the point proving, anyways? For you to stab somebody.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, that's the mainly the main point is that, it's just stupid to stab somebody over that argument. But
you're
talking about something that can't be proved in any shape, way, form, or anything. You can't come to any conclusion in that argument. You can compare stats or anything like that, but you're not comparing those kind of stats against this kind of defense or this kind of defense against that kind of, you can't do anything. Like, the stats will not be able to calculate yourself properly.
I think they just had an NBA 2K14 battle, and then
that would have been the best way to solve it.
Exactly.
But even then
there's still somebody.
Even then, because
you me with LeBron, fool?
Yeah, because I mean, 2K put LeBron at 99 rating. That's what they put him, right? Well, I mean, the game was him, so they had to put him. Of course, 99. But, I mean, there's no way that's real.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Speaking about that whole, we got to go into different topics, but just one more thing about that.
Yeah.
LeBron 99. Kevin Durant, 94. Acceptable. I could accept that.
Yeah.
But then
that's more reasonable.
Yeah. Let me ask
Just
you.
Saying.
Let me ask you a serious question before I say
the reason I'm saying it's more reasonable is because we saw what Durant is without Westbrook, without having that kind of help.
My thing is this. You saw Kobe last season.
Yeah.
You seen Kobe throughout his career.
Yeah.
Last season, then Kobe, in your opinion, had an amazing season. With all the dunking, game winners, amazing stats, points per game.
Yeah, personally, he had an amazing season.
Yeah, all right. So tell me how Kobe Bryant's a 93 rating.
I would say...
Age?
Age obviously would play a factor. It would. It has to. It has to. You have to kind of balance things out in a certain way. I would have put him at a 95. At least. I would have put him at a 94, 95. But a 93 isn't terrible for me. At least they didn't put him 89 or something like that. That would have been horrible. That would have been completely terrible.
That's what it is, though.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But they involved Kobe a lot with the LeBron.
The LeBron mode. Oh, yeah, who got 2K14? Enjoy that LeBron mode. It's really good. I like it. So
yeah. But yeah, so that's really what we wanted to cover when it comes down to ridiculousness and stupidity.
Oh, that tops it for us this week. That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So jumping into the MLB postseason, for those who are not caught up, which I'm sure is just me being stupid because you're not caught. If you're not caught up, then you're lost because there's a lot that has gone on since the beginning of the postseason. There was the wild card games, which was the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Reds in the National League. The Pirates ended up winning that one to advance, and in the American League, we had the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Indians, and the Rays won, bouncing out the Indians. So we had the series in the National League, we had the Division Series A for the Cardinals versus the Pirates. If Game 1 went to the Cardinals, a 9-1 ass whooping. Game 2 was a flip. The Pirates went 7, Cardinals went 1. Then Game 3, Pirates won 5-3. Then Game 4, Cardinals won 2-1, tying up the series, taking it to the final to the final tiebreaker, which was Game 5, and the Cardinals ended up winning that one 6-1, kicking the Pirates out of the postseason. Also in the National League Division for Series B, we had the Dodgers face off against the Braves. And Atlanta
put it on the Braves, man.
Atlanta just didn't have any kind of fight in them in this one. They lost Game 1 6-1. They won Game 2 4-3 in a close battle. Game 3 was a complete demolishment and falling apart kind of situation for the Braves, where they ended up losing 13-6. And Game 4, Dodgers finished that one off 4-3. So Dodgers looking really good. And you're talking about a team that was nowhere near to being here. And it's just amazing.
Overall, offseason, how good they got.
Yeah. And then in the American League Series A, we had the Red Sox versus the Rays. Now, the Red Sox were one of the worst teams last year.
With a lot of locker room issues.
Yeah, they were bad. They were bad. And what do? They advanced within 4 games against the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, which looked dangerous, they looked really good, but they just did not have any offense at all in this series. So the Red Sox win Game 1 12-2. They won Game 2 7-4. The Rays won Game 3 5-4. And then the Red Sox finished it off with a 3-1 victory to bounce out the Tampa Bay Rays. And now, this one happened. This was the most recent one, which was the Tigers versus the Oakland Athletics. And this one was a close one, man. This was a battle all the way through. The Tigers could not find any offense. They could not hit the ball. They just weren't finding any contact on there. And that Miguel Cabrera is still kind of healing himself up. He's not fully 100%. But they were playing him in and out they would take him out towards the end of the games and things like that, and they were playing it smart. They were using his hitting whenever they could, but at the time where it came to let him sit down and relax a bit, they did, and it benefited them so much. They win game 1 3-2. They lost game 2 1-0. They lost game 3 6-3. They won game 4 8-6, which is suddenly when you start seeing them hit the ball really well. And then game 5, which was Verlander versus Gray. It was a veteran versus rookie matchup, and Verlander was put in the same situation last year, and it was against the Oakland A's as well.
Wow.
And it was practically like memory lane, and it was deja vu all the way because Verlander
actually
kept the A's on a shutout.
Damn.
Tigers win it 3-0. They shut out the A's in the last game and win the series, and Tigers advance. Now the next games that we're going to see is going to be Dodgers versus the Cardinals, Tigers versus the Red Sox.
It's going to be a good series.
Yeah, those are the 2 series we see for the National League: Dodgers versus Cardinals, and for the American League, we're going to see Tigers versus the Red Sox. Both of those very, very good because the matchups are just amazing.
Yeah.
The matchups are just amazing. So this postseason, this MLB postseason, and this World Series is leading to be a nice one. It's leading to be a fun one.
It's going to be a good one, yeah.
So make sure you guys pay attention. Majority of these games for the National League, they're all going to be on TBS. For the American League, they're going to be on Fox.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys pay attention there because it's going to be captivating TV to watch. But yeah, that's what's happening right now in the Major League Baseball postseason. And with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after this with some final thoughts, some NFL,
and a good goodies of a nice track list that was released.
November 5th, hurry up.
Introducing Vapostorm, the new and effective way to stop smoking today. Join the thousands of ex-tobacco smokers and make the switch to Vapostorm electronic cigarette. No more tobacco smoke, no ashes, and no more offensive odors. Only vapor. So stop smoking today and start vaping. Fumar cigarrillos es peligroso y para muchos hasta ofensivo. Para de fumar hoy. Visit us in Hialeah at the Vapostorm location at 3825 West 16th Avenue or call us for more information at 786-502-4230. 786-502-4230.
Are you looking for a place to promote your product, company, or event? Well, you have found the perfect place. RJV TV is the show for you and whatever you want to promote. RJV TV is one of the fastest growing internet TV shows on the net. RJV TV guarantees results, so don't miss out on this great opportunity. Promote your product, company, or event right here on RJV TV. For more information, call 786-262-4741, 786-262-4741, or email rjv.tvshow@gmail.com. Back here on RJV TV, I myself am Randall Villafane alongside Mr. Armando Rodriguez.
Sup?
Reminding you can follow us on Twitter, me at Mr. Randall V, him at Cuts by Bless, and that's Cuts with a Z, because that's a thing. I just like being...
And you can follow us also on Twitter, RJV TV Show.
RJV_TV.
So you talk about me with underscore. Drop it.
Well,
just drop it.
Well,
that's it. I won. Anyways,
you're talking about letters that are supposed to be separated, not there's a difference. There's a difference. I couldn't put a period.
Just follow us. That's it. Just follow us.
Moving on. So before it gets left behind, Ariel Castro, kidnapper of a bunch of women, a bunch of girls, and they turned women. While being in his captivity. apparently his suicide was more than just suicide. It might have been. It's not confirmed yet, but it seems like they have the possibility to believe that it might have been autoerotic asphyxiation. Hence my little remark towards Carradine, because that's what happened with David Carradine. If you don't know who David Carradine is, then Bill from Kill Bill. Mm-hmm. If you watch Kung Fu ever in your life, then you need to know who the hell he is. But yeah, that's how he passed. He passed autoerotic asphyxiation while hanging himself in a closet, in a weird way, trying to achieve this supposed extreme orgasm that you get in those kind of situations. And who knows? I mean,
why would you want to go through that? I don't get it. People in there.
Well, because they say it's one of these. I mean, the rumor is that it's a climatic situation that you can't even explain. That it's something beyond.
So it's worth risking your life to do it?
Apparently. I mean, if David Carradine, the guy who's loaded with money and had everything he can have in the world, went ahead and gave it a shot, then hey.
He's like, I don't kick so much butt.
And I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody by kind of throwing, dead people's names around like that. Well, Ariel Castro, screw that guy. But when it comes to David Carradine, the guy was one of the, baddest men on TV and in film, because Kill Bill, man, guy played the part to the point. But
what show was it that he did? I forgot what show that he did.
Kung Fu,
yeah.
Kung Fu.
He did another one. It was two of them. It was a different one also. So I forgot. Or was it just Kung Fu?
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember him doing anything else.
Yeah, I might be having it wrong. I think it just was Kung Fu. It's just Kung Fu lasted so long that I just thought it was two shows.
Kung Fu was a very long-lasting show. Yeah, Kung Fu was the primary show that he did, and after that he continued with movies and did television appearances, but he never had another active series like Kung Fu.
Kung Fu was forever lasting long. That's why I had a mixture there.
Yeah, he was Kane in Kung Fu. Man, that was a hell of a series, man. You're talking about a show. Man, how long did that run? It wasn't even that long.
It was in the 90s.
Well, I mean, it started and then it continued, because he did it in the. There was a point where he did it in the 70s, and then he came back and then did it from 93 to 97 as Kung Fu: The Legend Continues. So that's what I'm reading up right now. And then they were attempting to make a movie. It was a bunch of stuff, but yeah, the main thing was Hold on, but in Kung Fu the movie, they did do a movie. Brandon Lee was in it as well, Bruce Lee's son. That was in 1986. He reprised the role in 1991 in The Gambler Returns: The Luck of the Draw, in the TV movie. And then in the 90s was when they brought the show back as Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, and he was part of that show as well, obviously. But yeah, so his passing was autoerotic asphyxiation in a hotel room in Bangkok, Thailand. He was shooting his latest film called Stretch at the time, and he was found hanging by a rope naked in the room closet. And a lot of people thought it might have been suicide, but then, that's where the results came up, where people figured out that it was autoerotic asphyxiation. So now is to see. I mean, I don't know how you can find out additional details if that's exactly what that Ariel Castro guy was doing, which, would seem even more sickening from him being with what he did and what he was accused of doing. Well, no, what he was charged with doing, because he obviously was.
He was not accused. He was charged.
He was beyond guilty. But yeah, I mean, if that is the real thing, then that just makes this guy that much worse. But I mean, whatever. But yeah, that's what I wanted to mention when it came to him. So jumping over to the NFL, real quick. Eagles running back LeSean McCoy. Have you seen that he has a certain dislike for Knowshon Moreno from the Denver Broncos? At one point, Skip Bayless had pointed out during the Cowboys game that Payne is doing what Payne always does, but Knowshon is killing the Cowboys. And LeSean McCoy responded by just saying Knowshon sucks. And after that, Moreno responded in his own tweet, glad at QTondime25 is watching our game tonight. Great team win. Let's keep rolling. Hashtag 5-0. Hashtag let's haters hate. Hashtag shots were fired, but no one got hit. That's what Knowshon responded.
That's nice. I like that.
But he openly said that he feels like Doug Martin is a heck of a running back, and he feels like he's better. He's one of the better backs in the NFL. And when they brought up the question about Knowshon Moreno, he just says, I don't want to talk about the past. It is what it is, but what I said is what I meant. That's what he said.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he just feels that maybe Knowshon is only getting the runs that he's getting because of the offensive line or what, but I mean, from what I've noticed, Knowshon Moreno is a hell of a running back, but it is what it is at the end of the day. It's going to be a fun time when we see these two guys going at it. Now, week 5 in the NFL had a lot of interesting games. We pointed out, well, no, we didn't, because we didn't do the show. Bills versus Browns. The Browns came out with an impressive victory over the Bills. And who picked up the win for the Browns? Brandon Whedon. Did you see the little meme I created?
Yep.
Because I caught that moment. I saw it and I immediately screenshotted it. I was like, pa! Screenshotted the image, and there's the owner laughing his ass off. And then I added on top. And then he said, Whedon can't win anything. And then you see the laughter. So it kind of balanced out in a very funny way. But, the Browns end up winning the game 37-24. Both of the starting quarterbacks go down for each team. Hoyer for the Browns and for the Bills, it was Manuel went down. So, I mean, now it's to wait and see what's going to happen for each of these teams, because obviously there's not enough confidence in Whedon to lead that Brown team to more victories or continuing victories. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that team. And the Buffalo Bills, I mean, EJ Manuel, I think it was a knee sprain.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be able to come back. We just don't know
what day, what time.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure when or that, but at the time, we're gonna have to wait and see what the obvious end result is for the Bills. They were in the running for Josh Freeman, who got released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But in the end, Josh Freeman chose another team. He chose the Minnesota Vikings, feeling that the quarterback spot in that position and that team was more in question than any other team. So it gives him his best possibility to start. And I couldn't agree with him anymore. Because, I mean, Christian Ponder, the only reason there's wins going on in there is because of Adrian Peterson, really. And just to be honest. I have to be honest, just saying. Okay, so we also saw Ravens versus the Dolphins. It was a very close game. The Dolphins were just one field goal away from tying the game. It was a missed field goal. Went wide left and didn't hit. It was a first miss. It was a first miss for the... Yeah, it was a lot of mistakes from both sides, though. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, the biggest problem for me with the Dolphins is that offensive line. That offensive line has nothing going for them. And I understand the running game isn't there, but the running game isn't there because that offensive line isn't there. Ryan Tannehill's getting sacked way too many times.
He's going to break the record.
I think he had 5 sacks in this game. I mean, how do you let your guy get sacked 5 times? And that's not just,
in my opinion, let's just not just blame the offensive line. Something I noticed about Tannehill is that he doesn't move in the pocket. He stays still.
It's not because of that, though. I mean, it's just he can't move because that offensive line doesn't allow him the time to be able to move.
Moving.
Look at the last play he did. The last throw he did before that field goal kick. You're going to tell me that guy can't move?
He needs to move more, man.
That move he did is something not even Dan Marino can do.
Well, Dan Marino can move, period.
Oh, I'm just saying, and Dan Marino was a much better quarterback, a more qualified
I feel like
quarterback.
Tannehill should move more.
He could move. It's just the offensive line isn't giving him the time, man. He moves, and he's going to end up getting sacked anyway because by the time he's moving, the defensive line's already in there. He needs time. If you don't give him the time to maneuver, he's not Ben Roethlisberger. He's not built like that, man.
Dude is tall.
No, and strong.
Strong, too.
He's hard to take down, and Ryan Tannehill is not built like that, man.
He ain't built for tough.
So offensive lines, we see what it does. Look at Eli Manning.
They're looking horrible.
You see what we see with bad offensive lines that can't protect their quarterback. That's what you're going to continue to see, and that's one thing that we're seeing an issue with this Dolphin team is that offensive line. So Patriots versus Bengals. Tom Brady's streak for touchdowns in consecutive games ends at 52. He does not get a touchdown in this game. They get 2 field goal kicks, and that's all. The Cincinnati Bengals walk away with a 13-6 victory. The Seahawks ran into a brick wall against the Indianapolis Colts. Not really a brick wall, but they just could not win the game. At the end, an interception sealed the deal for Russell Wilson, and Andrew Luck gets another game-winning drive and pulls off a victory against one of the most menacing teams in the NFL right now, against one of the most menacing defenses in the NFL right now. And they walk away with a 34-28 victory over the Seattle Seahawks, ending their undefeated status. The Kansas City Chiefs continue their undefeated status and are now 5-0 after they beat the Titans 26-17. Now, it is something that needs to be noted that the Titans are playing with Jake Locker as a quarterback. They don't have their current quarterback in status because of injury. So, obviously, not fun time there. The Carolina Panthers, I just don't know what's going on with Cam Newton and that team. It just looks terrible. They lose to the Arizona Cardinals 22-6. Cam Newton just doesn't seem to have anything going for him right now.
The same player from that first season.
Yeah, a lot of issues that need to get fixed up at Carolina. The Texans lose to the 49ers in terrible fashion. Matt Schaub with 4 consecutive games with pick sixes. In other words, interceptions gone for touchdowns. 4 consecutive games, breaking the record. That was currently 3. So Matt Schaub is better be hoping that, because he's already been announced as the next starter, even though there's been a lot of questions of whether he should be starting anymore. But they've already said that he's going to be starting in the next game. So he better hope that against a St. Louis Rams team, he does not throw another pick six. Saints beat the Bears 26-18. Drew Brees and that offense just looks amazing. It looks like the coach is really all they needed, and we're seeing why Sean Payton was so important to that team. Because you're talking about a team that started 0-4 last year, and now they're 5-0 this year. Looking just incredible. The play calling by Sean Payton has obviously been one of the main things missing.
It's great.
It's amazing what we're seeing out of the New Orleans Saints. The Packers beat the Detroit Lions 22-9. Now it needs to be noticed that Calvin Johnson was not able to participate in this game, which would have been
injury, right?
and which is one of the main reasons why Detroit didn't have much offensive attack. But either way, Aaron Rodgers looked fantastic. Eddie Lacy looked fantastic. He had, I think, 100-plus yards running in this game, or 100 yards, period, which is something they've been lacking. They've been lacking that running game, and they actually got it in this game. The Jaguars versus the Rams. The Jaguars have just continued losing, but they actually gave a little bit of fight to the Rams, but the Rams ended up winning 34-20. But there was a lot of interceptions in that game, a lot of interceptions for the Jaguars. They just looked terrible in that sense. Eagles versus the Giants. The Eagles toppled. They just stepped over. They just continued to kill the Giants in this game, and they end up winning 36-21. The Broncos and the Cowboys, it was tied for fourth. However, it now is the fourth highest scoring game of all time. 51-48. That's like numbers you hear in college games, and that's just because college games basically defenses aren't what they are in the NFL level. But man, 51-48, and Tony Romo had 506 passing yards and 5 touchdowns.
506 yards. You know
he had one of the best games. He had the best game of his career, and it got asterisked. It got crossed out. It got kicked in the face. It got punched down. It got gutted. It got dug up into a 6-foot hole and put down in the ground to never be heard of again because of a interception in the 2-minute mark.
It's called choking.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it was choking or just trying to do more than what was necessary.
More than
because he had a clear opening right in front of him, but he chose to go 5 yards more deeper into a man who was triple covered. Yeah. And in that coverage, Trevathan jumped in and grabbed an incredible interception. Yeah. It was an incredible dive, an incredible play by him to grab that last interception. And the Denver Broncos held the ball around that area with some runs, not really trying to push the ball into a touchdown zone, but just held off in that area to kill the clock a bit and get a field goal kickoff.
Peyton Manning looked incredible, too, that game.
Oh, yeah, he did. But he did throw his first interception of the season. It happens. It happens, and if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to happen there because that dome really messes you up with the sun.
Yeah.
Man, did you see the sun blaring in eyes at times, bro? You just couldn't see that. When he threw that interception, that sun was blaring right. Yeah. It was glaring right in that area. It was just blazing up that zone.
Can you see?
So, who knows if that was the reason or anything like that. No, not giving any excuses. I knew it wasn't going to be completely clean season for Payne. He was eventually going to throw an interception. But we did see some holes for the Broncos at this point, and it seems like maybe the only way to beat them is by matching them up on points. So you have to beat the defense, but the defense did not look as spectacular. No, but it didn't look spectacular against this Dallas offense. So who knows if maybe some teams noticed some weaknesses here that they can take advantage of. And then we finally had the late night 11:30 game, which is the Chargers versus the Raiders. The Raiders,
they won
with Pryor back at the helm, pick up a victory 27-17 over the San Diego Chargers. An impressive victory for the Oakland Raiders. Very fun game for Pryor and for that Oakland Raider team. And on Monday Night Football, we had the Jets versus the Falcons. And the Jets, man, did you see how high Rex Ryan was jumping? That man was happy. That man was
his post interview.
He was using this win as a middle finger to everybody. I think that's what it was.
No, that's what I'm saying. You see that post interview?
Yeah. I mean, that's what he was doing. And Geno Smith, though, I got much credit to him, man. This was one of his best games.
He was named AFC Player of the Week.
He looked incredible this week. He did look incredible this week, and he did what he needed to do. Had a game-winning drive that ended up being the victorious move for them, and getting the victory 30-28 over the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons now 1-4. Looking terrible. Don't know what's going to happen there. Now Julio Jones injured for the rest of the season. Out for the season. Mm-hmm. He's getting surgery already, but he is completely out for the season, which is terrible. Terrible news for an already offensively damaged Atlanta Falcon team.
And it was supposed to be Tony Gonzalez last season.
And Roddy White also is a little banged up, hamstring issues. And Tony Gonzalez is farewell season now, I guess.
It's horrible.
And it's turning out like this, and it sucks because the only reason he came back is because they were so close last year, and it doesn't look like they're going to be anywhere near it this year. So terrible for the Falcons. Now, for Thursday Night Football, since we do tape this show on Thursdays, we were able to see the Giants versus the Bears, and the Bears pick up a victory over the Giants. There was a pick six for Eli Manning in this game as well, and he ended it with another interception. He threw 3 interceptions in this game. He just continues to hand the ball over. Even though the final interception wasn't really his fault, he kind of overshot it high, but it was inside the hands of the Giant player he was throwing it to, and it just went right through his hands and right into the Bears. Jennings was the one who caught it, and Yeah, I mean, it was.
There goes that.
Yeah, it was complete falling apart by the
Giants in this position.
But yeah, now they're 0-6, which is terrible. Tom Coughlin's contract is up at the end of the season, but the Giants, the Giants have already openly said that they're going to leave the decision up to him. That even if the season ends up being what it is, what Tom Coughlin has achieved earns him the right to decide his fate at the end of the season.
That's not bad. That's actually
so. I mean, just because you have one bad season doesn't mean you need to throw it all apart. But there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. Like, why is Eli Manning throwing multiple interceptions? Why is he playing garbage? Game? I mean, there's a lot of issues. The offensive line is an issue. There's issues everywhere. So we have to wait and see what happens with them. So we have a lot of great matchups for Week 6. Bengals versus the Bills. Lions versus the Browns. Rams versus the Texans to see if Matt Schaub throws another pick six. Or another interception, period. Because, I mean, another interception is going to look bad. If it's a pick six, even worse. Steelers versus Jets. Jaguars versus Broncos. Saints versus Patriots. Redskins versus Cowboys. Packers versus Ravens. Panthers versus Vikings. Raiders versus Chiefs. Eagles versus Buccaneers. Titans versus the Seahawks. And the Cardinals versus the 49ers. Dolphins have the bye week. So they're not going to be playing this week for all the local Miami residents, obviously. So, very interesting Week 6. We're going to see a lot of fun games. Make sure you don't miss out on whatever you can see in your own. If you have Red Zone, then obviously take advantage of that. Which, actually, I'm probably going to pick that up, man, because there's just too many things going on.
Last time we kicked it, we saw those NFL games that day. We were watching on TV, 2 laptops, a pad, a mini, phones. We had it all, man.
It was going on everywhere. We're watching every game at the same time. That's why
while fantasy is up. Clink.
Yeah, I had the iPad was running the fantasy, which actually I matched up against you this week. Very interesting, but
I lost by 2 points this week.
I picked up some interesting players this week, though. I picked up some interesting players.
I gotta check.
I didn't think anybody was gonna allow me to get those 2 off the waiver wire, but man, do you want me to tell you?
I gotta check. I haven't been on top of mine. All I know is I lost the other day by 2 points. I was mad, all because what? The Seahawks defense.
Well, I lost, and you know why? I blame Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady's game ruined me completely. If he would have had a regular game,
what's your record? 1-3?
1-4 now. Yeah, laugh at me.
I'm 3-2.
Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I'm 1-4 right now.
Are you projected to win this week?
I believe I am.
Oh, screw you.
I believe I am. But the 2 players that I picked up on my end, and one of them is one that was announced on ESPN on every fantasy chatter and every fantasy show to make sure you pick him up as soon as possible, was T.Y. Hilton.
Did you?
I got T.Y. Hilton from the Colts.
You are projected to win. Interesting.
And I also was able to get Terrence Williams, which became one of Romo's favorite targets.
No, I see that. You put both of them as your starters.
Yeah.
Seeing this right now?
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, Walker.
Yeah. Well, you got to change your lineup a bit anyway.
Don't worry, I got you.
Anyway. But yeah, so I'm probably not going to win further into this season. I'll probably pick this victory up. But,
oh, really? Okay.
But not much more. Not much more. Either way, we're going to end off this program here now. We've gone a certain very long length of time. Longer than usual, but you know what? So be it. We took a week off and we wanted to catch up.
Yeah, we need to do this.
And it was necessary. It was necessary. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter. Me at Mr. Randall V. Him at Cuts by Bless, and that's Cuts with a Z. You can follow the program at RJV_TV. And make sure to follow eloctagono.com. Go to their Twitter, El Octagono. We have a bunch of interviews going on with the MMA. I had Efrain Escudero, who's facing off against Luis Babun Palomino at CFA 12. You don't want to miss that fight. Remember, Access TV. You can visit CFAfights.com for more information on that fight card. But it's going to be a very fun fight card. 4 titles on the line, and then that fight as well. And that's not even a title fight, but still, that's just an awesome fight. But yeah, there's a bunch of interviews there you guys got to check out, and a couple of other bonuses that are there for you to check out on eloctagono.com. So make sure you go check that out. So for right now, this is Randall Villafane and Mr. Armando Rodriguez saying peace. See you guys next week.